Hello and welcome. You're watching UATV News with me, Ksenia Buhai. First, this hour, the families of those killed in a military plane crash near Chuhuiv will receive additional financial assistance. This was stated by the President of Ukraine during a walking trip to the Vinnytsia region. Families and friends of the victims will be able to hold the farewell ceremonies no earlier than mid-October. Now, a special commission is identifying bodies of the victims. They will be transferred to the families only following the complete investigation of the crash.
This will be possible in 2 or 3 weeks. I understand that such things need to be done urgently, especially when families and friends are waiting for it, first of all. Taking this opportunity, I express my condolences to all of them.
The farewell ceremony in memory of 20-year-old cadet Vitalii Vilkhovyi, who managed to survive the crash of the An-26 military aircraft near Chuhuiv but died later in intensive care, has been held in Kharkiv. Becoming a pilot was his childhood dream. The number of takeoffs must be equal to the number of landings. These guys stayed in heaven forever, and I'm bowing to the parents who raised these children on behalf of the entire command, teaching staff and all the employees of the armed forces.
We don't allow to copy someone's papers because the sky never forgives that. Sometimes these boys demonstrated higher expertise than their teachers, which sometimes made us blush. They strove for knowledge.
On September 25th, An-26 military training aircraft crashed in the Kharkiv region. The aviation accident killed 26 people, 7 crew members and 19 future navigators from the Ivan Kozhedub National Air Force University. One cadet miraculously survived. 79th anniversary of the Babyn Yar massacre. On this day in 1942, Nazis carried out mass shootings of Kyivans of Jewish origin. President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky paid tribute to those killed in the tragedy. He led a memorial garland to the monument of Babyn Yar victims. Minister of Culture and Information Policy, President of the World Jewish Congress, signed the memorandum on cooperation. According to historical data, only during the first days of the shootings, over 30,000 of Jews were murdered in Babyn Yar. Today's Ukraine's course towards the European Union is even more relevant than before. This was stated by the President of Ukraine during a video conference with members of the European Parliament. Volodymyr Zelensky thanked the EU's lawmaking body for their support as regards restoring the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Ukraine and the occupation of Crimea.
Aside from the economy and finances, geopolitical support is the matter of extreme importance for us. There is also a topic which we would like to highlight separately. This is our proposal on establishing of the Crimean platform. It's a panel for discussing humanitarian issues of utmost emergency, like supporting all Ukrainians of both Crimean Tatar and Ukrainian origin who had been arrested in the Crimea and are detained either there or in Russia. This is return of these people and the occupation of the Crimea.
3,627 COVID-19 cases have been registered in Ukraine over the past day. Since the start of pandemic, the number of infected has increased to 205,000 people. About 110,000 continue treatment. Kharkiv, Dnipropetrovsk and Odessa regions, as well as Kyiv, are leading in the spread of infection. Ukrainian Minister of Healthcare noted that the number of severe cases of coronavirus disease have been increasing.
Our doctors, including our country's leading specialists, are working. They are advising our healthcare workers on the tactics of therapy in severe cases. I can state that the number of such cases is increasing, so we must adhere to the rules. This is extremely important.
On the occasion of World Heart Day, Dnipro Regional Hospital specialists showed how lives of people with heart conditions are saved. Doctors performed a surgery to a 50-year-old patient. Recently, the man suffered a heart attack. A special device, a stand, which restores blood flow, has been installed in his artery. The low traumatic operation with application of advanced equipment was performed in front of the cameras. Just in a few days, patients are discharged from hospitals. Doctors admit that recently heart conditions became more common with younger people.
We perform these surgeries every day. We are trying to do our best to bring these people who leave hospitals the next day after surgery back to their normal lives, for them to be able to do their work and stay with their family, and to never apply for additional medical assistance.
Goodbye the Soviet-style school. Ukrainian educational system radically alters its course. The new Ukrainian school reformation, which started in 2017, can serve as a model. The state school system is next in line. Moreover, the COVID-19 pandemic accelerated the reform. They bound for digitalization. See more in the next story.
Learn through play. The reform of the primary school education has entered the finish line, Ministry of Education states. Current school juniors will be studying for 12 years with an innovative approach. It took 3 years to equip the classrooms with the up-to-date furniture and digital equipment. But with the pandemic, this appeared to be not enough.
We have a couple of things to be updated in our strategy. We are aware that digitalization in education is one of our key concerns. One of our core tasks is the training on how to handle electronic platforms and electronic resources.
Even though school children started school this year, they will have to deal with online learning.
This is a challenge we have to deal with. We have learned through some successful practices of organization of distant learning, but we also saw less effective examples. One should never be afraid of challenges. It's always better to try.
In this school, the approach to teaching is rather unique. They don't even have any standard desks here, only benches, pillows and hammocks.
Education of the 21st century is the all-to-all learning. Today, both parents and children are engaged in the educational space. For their comfort, we have to bear in mind the perception peculiarities of the generation.
This is the practice that the school in eastern Ukraine started to implement, selectively and as a part of a pilot project. Besides, our children keep communicating with their friends from the territories not controlled by the government. They describe the advantages of Ukrainian education to their friends.
Kids who are unable to pass admission tests are those who reside across the contact line. How can we help them move here and enter Ukrainian high schools in the government-controlled territories? All this impacted our children.
These are world-renowned practices that bring in good results, the Ministry of Education states. Information technologies are being widely introduced in Ukrainian schools. This will give the possibility to transfer all forms of education, such as classwork, homework and final exams, into digital format, reported by Nick Starkov for UATV News.
Bright and safe. Vinnytsia radio engineer creates backpacks with LED screens. A mobile application makes it possible to display time, text or pictures on the backpack screen. Such an accessory makes its owner noticeable in city streets, especially in the dark. What parts the inventor uses and how long it takes to produce one item, our reporters learned.
Alexander's backpack draws a lot of attention in Vinnytsia streets. It operates as a display. His backpack is just as mine. I'd love my bag to do the same things.
Cool, I haven't seen such backpacks before. You can set any theme according to your mood. This distinguishes a person among others and makes him or her unique in a way.
This is a replica of a famous brand backpack, the price for which starts from $250. Alexander is a radio engineer who decided to make an analog. Its cost makes about $70. I understand that I need 4 hours and I will assemble it. Moreover, I'm going to code it as a microcontroller. For a homemade backpack with a display, he needed a bag, LED strip, microcontroller and some wires. He soldered all the details in the kitchen. There is a fire mode here, it's a bit old school. The image for displaying from twinkling stars to plain text can be chosen from any smartphone via the relevant application. Reported by Nick Starkov for UATV News.
Maximum speed of the electric motorcycle. This achievement has been placed in the National Register of Records of Ukraine. The record holder is Serhiy Malik. For him, this is already the 39th record. This time, the racer accelerated his bike on the runway of the Kyiv-Antonov International Airport. Our correspondent saw how the speed record was set.
On the right, Maria. On the left, Ruslan. Legendary airplanes inspire Serhiy Malik to a new achievement. He has already set 38 national and world records in motorsport and aeronautics. One of them took place at the very airfield in Hostomel. 14 years ago, during an air show in an Estonia 25 car, Malik overtook the L-29 Dolphin plane in speed.
The L-29 took off and flew in a circle. Serhiy drove out in a racing car, stood here in position. This L-29 made a low pass and flew past Serhiy. He rushed forward his racing car and outraced the jet in the middle of this lane.
Riding electric motorcycles engineered by Ukrainian mechanics, Serhiy Malik participated 3 times at the Speed Festival in American Bonneville, where he set 2 world records. Since this year, the planned trip overseas was cancelled due to the pandemic. The racer and his iron horse, named the Spirit of Ukraine, decided to set a speed record at home.
A world record is 360 kilometers per hour. I might try to do this once. Well, there will be a national record, 200 plus, and there we'll see how it goes.
During non-stop races, the motorcycle speedometer display was filmed on camera. The maximum made 201 kilometers per hour.
Everything has been recorded, 201, 201 kilometers per hour. Whoever is following us, try and break our record. Glory to Ukraine. I would say that this is not Serhiy's personal record. The bike can be 2-3 times faster, you all heard about it. But I would call this one a racetrack record. Nevertheless, no one traveled faster on electric bikes in Ukraine.
Serhiy Malik promised to set another record on an electric bike this year, but on a different road surface. Reported by Nick Starkov for UATV News.
That was our final story this hour. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. More updates on our official website, YouTube, Facebook and Twitter pages.